All right, MI says they're ready. Here we go. Amongst the volcanic islands of the South Pacific, opposing fleets vie for dominance across a small archipelago of lush tropical islands. The green palm trees and white sandy beaches will shortly be sullied by the gray of steel and black of gunpowder, and only one team will be declared champion. This is Trap. Trap is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from southwest to northeast. The A cap is in the bottom left, B is towards the center, and C is in the top right. Each capture point has a unique island configuration that makes both assaulting and defending it a particular challenge. In the extreme southwest corner, the A cap is the least congested by islands, but remains exceptionally claustrophobic due to its proximity to the map borders. The northern and northeastern cap edges have some island cover that can be utilized by Allied cruisers, but there are precious few places to hide, and even fewer places to run. The half-submerged caldera in the center of B cap is a magnet for friendly destroyers seeking shelter from enemy fire, but hugging it too tightly or failing to recognize when it's time to cut losses and retreat has cost more than one intrepid destroyer captain their ship. Just a few more leagues to the northeast, the capture circle of Cap C is wide open, but the perimeter is anything but. A half-dozen islands are scattered along the rim, and when added to those nearby, offer friendly cruisers a myriad of nooks and crannies from which to spring radar on unsuspecting destroyers as they vie for control. Trap is a challenging map for even seasoned teams to play well. Historically, action has tended to move in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion centered around the B cap, but will that remain true as new teams and new strategies enter the mix? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Trap.
Expect to see. And if you guys are looking at the lineup, Raptor, are you noticing this line?
Well, let's have a check here. I see that MIA has cut away. They've kept 2 Woosters. That seems reasonable, but they've replaced them with 2 Henris, which I'm really surprised to see on a map this small. But they've at least brought a Stalingrad, so that gives them a little more punch, that alpha punch that they lacked last game.
They've also changed the carrier. They are bringing a Hakuryu.
I see this. The Midway did not work out for them last game. They've brought a hack now, as the opposing lineup is... Actually, I think that's almost the exact same lineup that... It is the exact same lineup that CUTER brought last time. No, they had a Yamato. They had a Yamato last game. They don't now. Ryobi's switched to Montana.
Correct. Some interesting opening salvo shots on the Grozovoy that tried to get into B cap.
He already took a quarter of his HP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he took a big decent-sized hit there.
Any of that on our...
Well, he's in smoke, but whoever popped him took a shot. That shot did about 5,000 damage here.
Another set of... Sorry, go ahead.
As I say, it looks like he's going to get B for free. They're firing blindly into the smoke, but do not land any shells. Stalingrad is move up. Do they have him radared, I wonder?
Not yet. I think he's in position now. I think he's
about to cap. All right, now that Reachim is capped, he is reversing out of the cap. He does not want to be close to that Stalin.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the Stalingrad hasn't radared yet.
So we're seeing a very, very heavy C push here from MIA. They're sending the double Henri, a Worcester, and a Yamato northeast. They're on the 8-9 line now. Right now, it looks like they're going to swing all the way around the C cap. Now, with the Henris, they have the speed to do that, but I'm wondering that's going to leave them pretty severely undergunned, I'd say, or understaffed at A. They're not really. I don't think they're going to really be able to resist a push through A if they have to.
No. They've got a Stalingrad there, plus Montana to try to prevent CUTER from going through. By the way, I think Yui did radar, but he was just a little bit outside. I'm looking right now from where he probably was on the cap, the Grozovoy, and literally right on the edge there. He's safe.
Well, it's the kind of aggressive play that we didn't see out of MIA last game, as now CUTER gets their own gearing into B to kind of undo Ichima's hard work.
Yes.
Now, Ichima has pulled back off the cap. He's back south of the Worcester. He is in H6, pointed east. He's turning north now. But they're going to lose the B cap. They only got about 40 points off of it, so it's not an awful play.
Yeah. But they're also losing the A cap now.
They've declined to contest A, essentially, not really send anything of note down there. And from the south spawn, trying to contest A is very, very difficult on this map anyway.
Yes. Now, you were talking about the Henris earlier. Henris are a pretty good ship to use as a flanker. They lack the concealment that the Zhao has, so they can't get quite as close. However, with that reload booster and that really nice AP, they can punish mistakes quite easily.
Submarines are alive. He's firing over here, but I don't even know what he's firing at. He can't spot anything. He's just guessing.
Seriously?
He took a shot.
Because he came...
There's nothing to shoot at. Like, we have no eyes on anybody over there.
He came pretty close to hitting Uber Sniper in the Zao. But, yeah, I don't get why he would shoot at that point. I mean, he's not detected now, but you run that risk of being detected because...
I don't know. MIA's small lead evaporates here as they continue to send forces up the extreme edge of the map. They now have 4 or 5 ships on the 8, 9, 10 lines up near C. Ichima's Grozaway's headed that direction, spotted by planes briefly, has to turn out, but that's where he's trying to get to. I'm not going to lie, Zath, I look at this strategy, I don't think I like this strategy.
That MIA is playing?
Yeah, I mean, they might be able to find a way to make it work, but I personally don't like it.
No, it feels almost like they got rocked last game, didn't know how to respond, and wanted to try something completely different and try to catch him off guard, but CUTER doesn't fall.
No, I don't think they are. I mean,
so
I really liked their aggressive B play to get in and cap B, and I think it would have been more effective for them if they had known where the gearing was, right? If they had known the gearing was at C, let's say, they'd be bagging those points and they could potentially contest C. The problem is that he wasn't there, and they got countercapped almost instantly. And, ooh, Armored Twinkie just gets hammered there from his port broadside.
Yep, that's from Ryobi and the Montana at 26 kilometer.
Yeah, Twinkies.
And I'll tell you what, you got the Wooster, you got the Zao that are just HE spamming him to death, literally cooking the Twinkie. And Ryobi is just coming in and just whacking him on the side. Meanwhile, the Henris are kind of there like, well, we want to help, but we just don't know how.
Well, and even Cruiser Atago's Montana is getting to the act now. Here comes a salvo of Montana HE at Armored Twinkie.
Good hit on Reskirt by one of the on, but it doesn't do a lot.
Twinkie pops his DCP a little early, knows he's about to get flooded by this torp strike, puts the fires out, and only eats, what, 1, 2, 3 of these torps.
Yeah,
takes out his engine, though.
Anything.
His engine is out,
yeah.
and he is flooding. I was surprised.
That's actually right.
That's right, the Japanese battleship DCP is shorter.
Yes.
And maybe he didn't see the planes, but he's going to be out. He'll be the first casualty right here.
And that's why I was saying, like, when you said he popped his DCP, I'm like, what?
Well, I thought he had timed it better than that so that he would put the fires out and then it would still be active while the torps landed. You can get away with that with Montana, for example, but not here.
Yes. No, that was a mistiming. I mean, he was going to go down anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, they do cap C, MIA, but they're 300 points in a battleship down now.
Yep. Submarines just took a torp in the face. He's going to have to DCP that.
That Henri is very exposed out there. I cannot imagine why he's this far forward.
It comes down to maybe a little bit of desperation, maybe a little bit of frustration. Clearly, what they're trying to make happen isn't working the way they want it to happen. And what do you do in that situation?
Stalingrad IP coming in on the broadside. Doesn't kill him, but definitely hurts him. He'll be out shortly. He'll be the next casualty.
Yeah.
There's just no way out of it now. He's too low. He's too exposed.
Nope. And I can tell you from personal experience playing the Henri and clan battles, he's not playing it the way it should be. The way that the Henri works best is on the flanks, on the extreme edge of the map. He should be at B10 right now, or maybe A9.
Well, I think to me, like, we talk about team comps, I don't think I would bring an Henri to this map, right? It's only a 42 by 42 map. You don't have the room to run that you really want. That extra 6 kilometers, that extra 6 kilometers is a lot of space. And the cap circles on this map are ginormous, just huge. They're like 10 clicks across or something. So I don't feel like this is a good map to be bringing an Henri in your comp. That's just my personal opinion.
Right. Absolutely. Meanwhile, once again, CUTER is doing a nice job of having good teams that the ships that are working together as pairs. You can see the Des Moines Wooster down south at A, just basically keeping those guys back, and that's all they have to do. And then you've got the Montana Stalingrad at B, essentially just keeping them up. And then the bulk of the force at C just saying, hey, you can have C, but you can't have the game.
That's right. 9 minutes gone, and CUTER is literally less than 3 minutes away from winning the game already. They have almost a 500-point lead. 2 kills, 2 caps. It's been all CUTER once again, almost from the get-go. MIA looked really good bagging B early, but they lost it almost as quickly and have just not really recovered since then.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised by the results of this game. I didn't think that these 2 games would be... I thought they would be a lot closer for 1. And 2, I mean, I don't know. I mean, MIA's got so much experience and they've played so much. I would have expected them to have come in ready to go. CUTER, you can tell, has done their homework.
Something else we haven't talked about, right? Like, they set a Stalingrad and a Montana down south as, like, a kiting force. That's a lot of firepower to just use as a kiting force. Like, that's the kind of firepower you want to use to make plays. You put those ships out in a place where they can do work. And instead, they've basically been waiting to kite cruisers that have just never bothered to come around the corner because there's no need for them to come around the corner.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah.
So, and now you can see, now they're starting to say, okay, we have to do something. Sia is lost. We gotta move. And so now they're starting. But this push is at least 5 minutes too.
Yeah, I looked at... I didn't see the time because we were so busy watching what was happening in C, but you're right. Once they realized that C was not going to work, they probably should have gone ahead and shoved the Montana and the Stalingrad into A to begin with. I mean, what have you got to lose?
Yui, by the way, radaring the Worcester and B cap, so here comes some shots. Ooh.
Revan takes a good hit there, and he's got a lot more firepower from the north, capable of taking shots. Here come those shots. Oh, I think this is going to be a bad day for Revan. Yep.
There it is.
That's the game, folks. There's 5 seconds from this game as CUTER sweeps the match. Looking incredibly strong here on both North and Trap.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. That's absolutely not the result I was expecting, Zath. I mean, you can't argue that that CUTER's an excellent team that more than earned their victory, but I was just expecting better games, I suppose.
Right, and again, both teams, you know, are good teams.
Absolutely.
And what we're seeing here, this is the playoffs. This isn't the group stage where you know you've got one team that's a really good team and another one or two